Well, back at it again. I figured I'd show you what I was up to. I'm over here working along the fence line again on that grade beam. I was going to show you something I'm doing here that's going to mitigate the shearing effect that we have here in South Texas. This whole area is sitting on top of what they call the Beaumont clay shelf. And what it causes is if you have a heavy structure and it's not perfectly balanced, it'll start to lean one direction, and what it's doing, it's pushing the underlying soil out from underneath itself. So what I'm doing here is going to help mitigate that, keep it from happening. This is a little, think of it like a bicycle kickstand basically. It's going to keep it from wanting to lean over. So I didn't put anything from this end down on this little grade beam I'm pouring. I'm gonna put one here, and then about 30 feet that direction I'll put one more, and then this grade beam is going to make the corner about 10 feet and stop. I'm mainly keeping this build up here from pushing the neighbor's fence out. So once I get this grade beam in place, I'll pull the fence back over and attach it to the back side of this grade beam. So I'm going to pour this section, this is 10-foot long section today, along with this little shearing kick out. And then tomorrow I'll wreck the forms, move it down one more section, and pour another 10-foot section. And I'm not sure if I have enough rock for another section. If I do, I'll do that. And then I'll have to make a trip back out to get some more gravel to the ranch. Also picked up, you see this, that's insulation. It was from a metal building, a prefab metal building. It was excess. They just wanted it off the job, so I was happy to take it. It's probably $500 that roll, and I've got two more over there in the back of the truck. I'm going to put them in the trailer for now just to get them out of the way, but they'll be going out to the ranch on the next trip. I can insulate the building out with that, and then the other building I can use it for sound dampening on the floor. I'm sure I'll find some uses for it. If you're interested in seeing my concrete mix and how I poured the other section of grade beam, I'll put a link to that video in there. Well, it's the next day. I figured I'd show you how it turned out. Looks good for a grade beam along the edge of a fence, I'd say. So today I'm going to wreck the forms off of this one and shift it down. It won't have this other little stabilizing piece off of it right there. I'm going to do one more section, and then the next section down will have another stabilized piece. It's still a little on the green side. That was yesterday. I poured the last bit of it yesterday right before dark. You still scratch it a little bit in some spots. Got to be careful when I wreck the forms. I don't chip it. Most of the time you wait 3 to 5 days before you wreck the forms, just to make sure you don't break the corner off or something. But I want to pour that other section tomorrow, so I need to get it moved down. I'm going to show you how much rock I used to do that. It was actually about the same as it took to do that first section I did that was 13 foot long. So I used 5 full of the 30-gallon plant pots, and then this one had about a third in it, and then 2 of the 20-gallon worth of rock. So I've got enough to do one more 10-foot section. All these trash cans they're all full of rock too. And that should leave me with a little bit to make a few pieces for the stairs still of rock. And then I've got to make another trip out to the ranch to get some more rock. This has rolls of insulation. I'll just hold, put them in the trailer for now. I used 3.5 bags of Portland cement. My mix ratio is 4 parts rock, 1 part Portland, and that comes up with some pretty high PSI concrete that'll give you, once it cures all the way. I guess I'll talk about this while it's here. So I filled this is a section of that flue pipe from the stove, wood burning stove out there at the ranch. And this pipe was real thin, so it's kind of flimsy. I needed something I can use to make the coil, the copper coil that's going to be my heat exchanger off of it. So I decided, I had some extra concrete to fill this up with concrete. I'll pin this between something that doesn't move with the excavator to have a good stable point to wrap that. I'll heat the copper up and then wrap it around it, anneal it, and then once it's shaped, I'll dip it in cold water to harden it back up a little bit. There we are 2 days later. That other section that I poured of it, I think it turned out looking pretty good. I want to wreck the forms off there and put those in the garage because I don't have any more rock to pour anymore. Well, I have a little bit, but not enough to justify forming it up and taking the time to do it. So I'm gonna wreck the forms and backfill this because we've got rain coming here in a couple days. I ended up with 3 of the 33-gallon trash cans full left. So I think one more trip I can do at least another 10-foot section, which will get me down to where that HDPE pipe is. I'll show you what it looks like when it's backfilled. Well, there's a finished product, backfilled. When I get some more rock, I'll keep on going. Don't like too much. I'm a little over halfway done, I would say at this point. And I'm gonna go down and make the corner about 10 feet and then pour a little slab for the compost to sit on top of. I think it breaks down better if it's sitting on concrete than just on soil. Well, I'm gonna put my trailer back over in its parking spot, and that's gonna be it for the day. I'll see you on the next one.